that was super fortunate, and it's really great that he saw something where he thought this guy could do more than
Yeah.
just timesheet planning and
Yeah.
swim lane reports and stuff. And so now I'm
Yeah.
like if somebody wants to learn how to do what I do, then Thursday night 7:30, like we jump on Skype, we go through what we did last week. We then they spend like the rest of the week pushing code, and then I check it again the next Thursday. And
Yeah.
any kind of opportunity that I have to put someone on a similar trajectory as I've been able to benefit from, because like
Yeah.
from my perspective, I'm sure like a lot of the career movers that you interview, I feel like it's changed my life. I'm like, I wish I'd done it like 10 years earlier, 12 years earlier, but
Absolutely. But see, for him to have noticed you,
mm,
this is what I really want to pay attention to. I went to this really amazing lecture on
mm,
happiness a few years back, and they were talking about predictors of happiness and things that give us true, deep happiness in life.
mm,
And they were saying that the number one thing is doing things for other people, acts of service.
mm,
But they had a really strong caveat, which is that you only benefit from them yourself, and they're truly meaningful if they cause you some pain, if it's effort. So if you do stuff that's kind of like, oh, I'm already here, yeah, whatever, doesn't cost me anything,
mm,
that's not really what service to someone is.
right,
You have to go out of your way a little bit. And I think this is what I've learned is the hardest part of being in a position where you can do things for people is actually showing up and doing it even when you don't want to,
mm,
or when you can't, or you feel horrible that day or something happened at home. You have to show up. It's not enough to just hire someone and say, "You're so lucky I've given you this opportunity.
yeah,
Now just sink or swim." You have to really make time. I mean, as a parent, you know this. Showing up is 90%, right?
yeah, yeah. There is
And
that,
so,
and I often like. I mean, I assume that actually the reason that he gave me that opportunity was like one of two things. Like there's this sort of like faint faded third possibility, which is he saw something in me that he wanted to encourage and see it flourish. But
right,
I that
the other
yeah,
two.
the other two. Number one is that I was such a god awful fucking project analyst that he was fed up of me making mistakes and costing him money, like tens of thousands of pounds. uh and he was
Right.
like, "We got to get this guy out of here."
What's the other one?
And the other one was, wait, hold on,
Oh,
I've got
are you having a brain fart?
yeah, memory blank. Hold on, it.
Were they both negative?
Yes, yeah, but
Cool.
it's like the sort of cool. It's like the sort of imposter syndrome thing where it's like
Oh,
your
absolutely.
go-to
And it's a
thing.
disservice to you and to him. I
Yeah,
mean, if I were him and I heard this, I'd be livid. I'd be like, fuck you. Like, I was a great
but
mentor.
it's like, wait, no, oh, it just came back to my head and it's fucked off again. Wait,
Should I guess? You were really smelly.
no, oh no, no,
No.
wait. I mean, that's a great guess. I probably was. But no, I wondered if maybe it was something to do with his like targets and goals. I mean, you're head of UX. You're
All right.
probably targeted on like I don't know, diversity hires, promotions, and that sort of stuff. Maybe he was targeted, and there was some sort of objective that he has to demonstrate that he has helped progress someone, or it's like a nice story to tell in
Right.
his annual appraisal to go, well, look, this guy
You're so
never,
cynical. You're hurting my heart.
but
You're hurting my heart. Can I defend my targets as well? Because you've just like shat all over my targets. Yes, I have to hire one person who don't look like me per year.
yeah,
No, we're not that big a company. We're just about 40 people, and I work really closely with our CEO. Um, uh, on paper, I should say, he sets my targets.
right,
Let's go with that.
yeah,
I think targets are maybe definitely a word that I would expect to hear from a place like Sky.
yeah,
Yes, it's important for us to have these things, but I think ultimately what I found, and I found this from my own experience, but also doing qualitative interviews with folks who work in other organizations like banks and so on. There's only so much that your external targets are going to do to motivate you to behave every single day. I think people follow the actions that speak to their own values.
mm,
And I don't know the person who helped you have a magical career transition,
Yeah.
but in our company we say always assume the best intentions, and that's what I'm going to choose to do. I'm going to choose to believe that you were wonderful in some capacity and that he truly wanted to lend a hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to him. I'm eternally grateful to him for giving me the opportunity. It's just, it's that sort of imposter syndrome thing where you just think like, there's got like, there's got to be some reason why he like
okay,
helped.
but let's turn it on its head in a way that maybe will speak to your personality. And I've just met you, but I'm just going to go and assume that this could work. Let's turn this on its head.
All right.
Have you not worked with just a like a mind-blowing amount of incompetent people?
Yeah.
Right. So statistically speaking, considering you're doing well now,
Yeah.
there's a realistic possibility that you didn't suck at what you did that much.
Possibly. Yeah. And I think it's also a case of like when you make a mistake at work, you feel like the world is ending. Like you're the biggest moron
Yeah.
on the planet, and everyone knows you've been figured out that
Yeah.
you are like, you're making everyone's life harder. Why don't you just fuck off,
Yeah.
mate? Like that's honest. That's how it's so visceral. Um, but to everyone else, it's like yeah, well, it's fine. Just
Everyone
fix
else
it.
is like, I don't know what mistake you made because I was busy berating myself. And by the
Yeah,
way, this thing that you're talking about is super, super British too. Like my husband's British. You can hear from my accent, I wasn't born here. I have a passport now, so I have to say please and thank you and stand in a queue.
sure.
But my husband feels like he's imposing on everyone all the time. Like we're walking down the street and he'll move me and he'll be like, let's go to the side of the pavement because I can see behind us the faint shadow of someone that may come up and needs space to walk to the right of you.
Yeah,
And I'm like, um, all right. So I think imposter syndrome is definitely an element of what we do. But I think here in this culture specifically too, there's an apologetic sort of like I shouldn't even exist mentality
yeah, yeah,
around a lot of things, and that compounds the imposter syndrome even more.
yeah.